right, let's explain the title. I remember you were talking about this before. Burnt toast. What does this mean?
Well, it's a metaphor, really. The idea that women really, in their sort of generosity and loving, self-sacrificing gestures as wives and moms, give and give and give, and sort of end up taking the last and the least best for themselves. And the idea that if you were having a breakfast and you had a lot of golden brown toast, and then there was the one charred piece, that the mom usually is the one that goes, no, I'll take that. And
that is so true.
Yeah. And so this is a book that uses the anecdotes of my life and the sort of things I've learned, the things I've failed with, to my own journey of not eating the burnt toast anymore. And I want to get you to not eat it too.
No one should eat it.
No one should eat it. That's exactly right.
All right, so there's a story in here about you swimming with humpback whales.
There is a story in there. I think it's, you know, in an area where it just talks about being ready for your second chance and being open to what might happen, even when you think dreams are over, which is really what happened to me in my career. And this was my daughter and I were swimming in Mexico. We were on a whale watching experience, and we'd sort of given up on finding any whales, and we were in a very, very small boat, and bigger than that, but small. And we were really out in the middle of the ocean with a guide, and this humpback whale came up and just was swimming around the boat, underneath the boat. You could see, I mean, so close. And the diver guide woman said, you know, he's romancing us. Does anyone want to get in? So, of course, I threw on a snorkel mask. We jumped in our clothes. The second I got in, water went all through the mask. I couldn't see anything, and I was thinking, Jaws is here. The whale's going to eat me. I hate this. I was scrambling to the boat. I didn't see the whale. I got back on the boat. I felt totally defeated. The lady swam around, of course, had a magical experience with the whale, and I'm sitting there jealous. And the whale swam away about 100 yards, and then it came back and started doing it again, and the second chance. Well, that time, I was sort of scared and disappointed, and I didn't quite get my mask on, and I was a little like, I didn't make it happen, and it swam away. And I thought, Terri Hatcher, you are the biggest loser. Here you are, and this humpback whale is giving you the most amazing spiritual experience of your life, and you're too afraid to get in the water. Well, that whale came back 3 times. It came back one more time, as if it were like a fairy tale with 3 wishes. And I said, if I don't do this, I can never look myself in the mirror again. So I put the mask on, I faced my fear, I got in the water, and I swam around within feet of that whale.
That's amazing.
And my daughter, I have a picture of my daughter leaning over the boat, like this far from touching the whale. I mean, we were having, this whale was giving me a chance to face my fears, and I really feel like that's something we need to do in our lives. They shouldn't dominate us.
I want to have, yeah. That's, you know, I want to have that whale on the show. It seems like an incredible whale. So speaking of Emerson, too, you tell a story about Emerson when your water broke, when you were pregnant with Emerson.
Yes.
Which I cannot believe you did this.
I know. I'm kind of nutty. But ultimately, you know, it all adds up.
Tell people what you did
adds up to my life.
When your water broke.
I was cooking dinner, and actually I was making pork chops and spinach and cherry pie and mashed potatoes, which I now have every November 10th as a celebration. So I was in the middle of cooking dinner when I felt sort of weird, and of course I'm so neat about it, I like ran to the bathroom and my water broke on the toilet. Like, you know, because God forbid I make a mess. And I called the doctor, and she said, well, come straight to the hospital. And I said, can I blow dry my hair first? And she said, what? And I said, well, I just feel like this is the last time I'm ever going to have time to take care of myself, and I just like the way my hair looks better when it's blown dry. So do you mind if I blow dry my hair? I want to look pretty when my baby's born. And she said, all right, crazy lady. And so I did, and that was the last time I blew dry my hair for about 5 years.
Yeah. It's hilarious. All right. We have to take a break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about what you say about men in the book too. You're quite honest about what you've been through. We'll be right back with Terri Hatcher. We're back with Terri Hatcher, and I tried to, when we were at the Grammys backstage, I was joking with Terri because I said, we got to find you a boyfriend. And there was a guy selling T-shirts backstage, and I tried to get her to go out with this guy. And
but he was really nice, and she just said, you should have gone out with the T-shirt guy. And
yeah.
I said, you know what, you're right, because he actually had a great sense of humor. And for being a T-shirt salesman, sort of meeting a celebrity, he wasn't like intimidated or
no,
anything.
he was great.
Cool,
he
right?
goes, yeah, I bet that's been her dream to meet a T-shirt seller. Yeah.
But he was really cool.
Yes.
So you're right, I should have gone out with him.
If you're watching, get in touch with me and I'll get you hooked up with Terri. Or anybody else for that matter. She needs... they need to go through me from now on. I need to...
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
You need a filter.
I need better help.
Yeah.
Better filtration system.
Yeah, somebody set you up with a criminal?
Yes. My girlfriends, my best girlfriends, bless their hearts, are not scoring very well. Yeah, this was a guy that her husband had known, you know, back 20 years ago, and he came back into their lives, and he showed up. And
After 20 years of prison or something.
Apparently, yes. But he showed up in Los Angeles talking about being an oil, you know, son of an oil inheritance guy, and he was investing in movies, and he was staying at their house because his floors were being redone with some super toxic, you know, varnish.
See, they
in
already know
Malibu.
he's a scam artist.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
already...
But it all just added up, you know, at the barbecue. There was a couple times I saw him at their house, and anyways, it sort of led up to, you know, you should go out with him. And I was like, all right, I'll go out with him. So he started planning our date, and as the days went by, my friend would call me and say, you know, he's a little weird. He doesn't really want to go to like a restaurant. He was talking about renting out a room at the Getty. Okay, I must be the most naive person in the world. Anyways, but I didn't have the red flag didn't go up then. So I thought, you know what, guy's rich, you know, wants to rent out a private room somewhere to have dinner with me, whatever.
Doesn't want to be in public. That's not.
You know, all right. And so he was, you know, making this reservation, and so anyways, my girlfriend ended up calling me like the next day, and she said, well, I have some good news and some bad news. And I said, oh, really? She said, well, the bad news is the date is off. And I said, oh, what happened? And she said, well, it's kind of the good news. The good news is that you didn't date him because he was just arrested in my driveway because he's a con artist. And as he was making dinner reservations for you guys, the FedEx people, the fake FedEx FBI people came and arrested him in my driveway. So
wow.
he turned out to be a total con artist.
Oh, God.
Thank God I didn't go out with him. Can you imagine?
Yeah. What are you looking for? What kind of, you want smart, funny, what else?
I like smart, funny, you know, I think traditionalist. I want, you know, I'm a single mom, and I do, you know, I make the money, I take care of the house, I take the trash cans out, I change the light bulbs, I kill the spiders, I, you know, throw out the garbage, I pick up the dog poop, and I kind of want a guy to do some of that stuff for me.
Yeah, yeah. You need a little bit of help.
Yeah, I need a little help.
It sounds to me like you just need a handyman, but all right, we have to take a break, and then we're going to talk about the finale of Desperate Housewives. I think you're going to tell us some never before, you're going to tell us what really happens. We'll be right back. We're back with Terri Hatcher. Okay, that's a clip from this Sunday's clip. This is the season finale,
yes.
Sunday, and so there's a cliffhanger, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's really cliffhangery. Gosh, it's so hard to talk about these things without giving anything away, other than to just say I had a great time and it was great shooting it.
Yeah, but that's boring.
I know.
That's boring. So tell us what's going on. Just tell us what. Just tell us.
Just tell us what happens. Well, you know that Susan's house is burnt down.
Yeah.
So you get to find some fun stuff about where she's living now. Mm-hmm. And there's, finally, we waited all season. I mean, this was really my favorite part of it. There's definitely some Mike and Susan romantic energy.
Oh, you're back together. All right, you had, you love yard sales, which I love yard sales also.
I do,
I do.
Oh, good.
It's so much fun.
I love yard sales because I love the treasure hunt of them, and I also love, you know, that you're sort of like peeking into other people's lives.
Yeah,
It's a little voyeuristic.
Yeah, it is.
Without the sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that.
But, well, you're going the wrong yard sales. No, it's always sad though when you have a yard sale and people are looking at your stuff and just putting it down and walking away. You're like, that's my stuff. All right, so you brought some stuff that you collect.
I do. I have a very long and huge collection of salt and pepper shakers. It's one of my collections. So I just brought a couple. Just
How many do you have?
Oh my God, hundreds.
Really? Well, we actually, I heard you like salt and pepper shakers and different kinds, so I got you a gift. They're kind of large, maybe. I don't know. So don't sniff that.
Okay, is the lid on? Is the lid on?
Yeah.
No, because here's what I'm thinking. You know, like if I want good luck, like isn't it good luck to have a boyfriend?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, if I don't get a boyfriend by next week, something's wrong.
Yeah.
That is the most salt I've ever thrown over my shoulder. Ellen's gonna kill me afterwards. She's gonna make me stay here and vacuum the set.
Let's make sure. I want to make sure you get a boyfriend.
Oh,
all right.
God.
The 2-hour season finale of Desperate Housewives airs Sunday at 9 o'clock on ABC. Terri's new book, Burnt Toast, is in bookstores everywhere. We'll be right back. Don't go away.